Do you know how many women walk through this world without realizing just how extraordinarily captivating they truly are? Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Think about all the subtle ways your presence ripples through space, influencing those around you often without you even noticing. This isn't just about physical appearance. No, there's something far deeper, infinitely more powerful than that. It's that intangible essence, the way you move, observe, express yourself, and manifest your being that leaves others utterly spellbound. Shihengdi once said, "The most profound truths lie within what we fail to see." And today, I want to reveal to you some of the clearest signs that prove you're far more attractive than you realize. These aren't just random observations, they're insights into the magnetic energy you emit every single day, whether or not you're aware of it. Men, especially, notice these things deeply, though we often try to hide it. Why? Because when a woman possesses this kind of allure, it shakes us to our core. Now, here's the thing. Some of these signs might seem so subtle that you may not have realized their impact until now. But trust me, they matter a lot. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll start seeing yourself from an entirely new perspective. You'll understand why people react to you the way they do, why certain glances linger longer than expected, and why compliments come your way even on days when you feel like you're blending into the background. Are you ready to dive deep into understanding the hidden forces behind your magnetism? Stay with me till the very end, because the ninth sign is one of the most overlooked by women, but for men, it's absolutely irresistible. Let's begin. Expanded script body. Imagine walking into a room and sensing an immediate shift in the atmosphere, one so palpable that everyone seems to pause for just a fraction of a second. Maybe you've felt it before, or maybe you've dismissed it as coincidence. But let me tell you, it's real. Your presence alone can create waves of fascination that ripple outward, touching everyone nearby. Even if you don't realize it, your energy precedes you. People register it instinctively, even if they can't put it into words. And while society often tries to box attractiveness into rigid standards of beauty, true allure transcends all of that. It's raw, authentic, and unapologetically human. Take, for instance, the first sign: men get nervous around you. Have you ever noticed someone fumbling over their words, adjusting their posture awkwardly, or avoiding direct eye contact when you're near? Many women misinterpret these behaviors as disinterest, but in reality, it's quite the opposite. When a man feels genuinely fascinated by you, his body betrays him. He starts doing things he wouldn't normally do, touching his neck, playing with his shirt collar, crossing and uncrossing his arms, or speaking either too quickly or too slowly. Sometimes he might even fall silent, unsure of what to say next. And why does this happen? Because your presence throws him off balance. You see, there are women who don't just attract physically, they command attention. Their beauty, energy, and attitude can make even the most experienced man feel out of his depth. This discomfort isn't something to shy away from, it's a testament to your power. If you dim your light to make someone else feel comfortable, you're doing both yourself and them a disservice. Instead, embrace that power. Own it. Because when a man gets nervous around you, it means he sees you as someone extraordinary, someone worthy of much more than trivial conversation. Moving on to the second sign, people glance at you repeatedly, even without saying anything. At first glance, this might seem basic, but it's actually one of the strongest indicators of true attraction. Think about it. When a woman is genuinely captivating, her presence registers in the environment whether she notices it or not. You might think you're simply walking by, entering a cafe, or standing in line, but from our perspective, something about you draws attention. It's not just someone looking at you as you pass, it's the second look. That fleeting moment where they've already moved past you, but turn their head to steal another glance. Do you know what that means? It means something about you left such a lasting impression that a single glance wasn't enough. This phenomenon goes beyond flashy outfits or meticulous styling. Often it's your natural posture, the calm yet magnetic energy you exude, or the effortless grace with which you navigate the world. True attraction isn't declared, it's sensed. Many women miss these moments because they're focused on tasks, phones, or simply reaching their destination. But if you've ever caught someone stealing a second glance, believe me, it's an unmistakable sign that you possess something impactful, something inexplicable, yet undeniably present. Let's talk about the third sign. You underestimate yourself, yet constantly receive compliments. Does this sound familiar? On days when you personally don't feel particularly beautiful, someone still tells you that you look incredible. Or perhaps you've received comments like, "I can't quite pinpoint it, but there's something about you that fascinates me." This isn't a coincidence, it's a resoundingly clear sign that you emit an energy that captivates others, even when you don't notice it yourself. Authenticity plays a huge role here. Women who aren't obsessed with perfection, but unconsciously awaken admiration in others tend to embody this quality. Maybe you think your hairstyle isn't great that day, or that your outfit isn't anything special, yet the compliments keep coming. Why? Because your attractiveness goes far beyond what you see in the mirror. As men, we notice these subtleties. We might not always articulate them perfectly, but we feel them. There's something in your voice, the way you speak, how you laugh, and the natural ease with which you move through life that makes us think, this woman has no idea of the impact she creates. And believe me, that authenticity combined with feminine energy is one of the most magnetic combinations imaginable. The contrast between how you perceive yourself and how others see you amplifies this effect. You're not trying to impress, you're simply being yourself. And that, my friend, is pure gold. The fourth sign is fascinating. They seek you out for insignificant reasons. This is a classic behavior that many women overlook. When a man feels attracted to you but doesn't know how to approach you directly, he'll start finding excuses to interact with you. These pretexts often revolve around trivial, seemingly insignificant matters, asking for help with a task, needing clarification on something, or requesting a recommendation. On the surface it seems casual, but trust me, it's anything but. Men use these interactions as gateways to connect with you without making it obvious that they're flirting. This happens particularly when a woman intimidates us slightly, not because she's unapproachable, but because we like her so much that we're hesitant to expose our feelings outright. If you notice this pattern repeating itself, if someone consistently finds reasons to text you, call you, or stay close to you for minimal reasons, you have a very clear sign. What they're asking for isn't what truly matters, it's the underlying intention. Those little things are merely excuses for something bigger. They need to be near you, to capture your attention, and to forge a connection. So the next time someone asks you for help with something they could easily handle themselves, pay attention. Is it accompanied by a nervous smile, a different tone, or an intense gaze? Because sometimes a simple, "Hey, how do you do this?" really means, "I don't know how to approach you, but I want to be near you." Fifth on the list is a sensitive yet important sign. Women criticize you without any real reason. Yes, I know this part isn't pleasant, but it needs to be addressed honestly. When a woman is truly attractive, not just physically, but in her presence, her way of moving, her energy, not everyone will react positively. In fact, many times you're not even trying to stand out, yet you might still notice some women looking at you strangely, making passive-aggressive comments or criticizing you for things that honestly don't make sense. They might label you as too confident, too beautiful, or too polished. Here's the truth. This unjustified criticism isn't about you, it's about how they feel when you're around. Your attractiveness can cause other people, especially insecure women, to look at themselves more harshly, triggering reactions they can't control. Have you ever had someone call you stuck up when you hadn't even said a word? Or noticed someone trying to compete with you over something you weren't even interested in? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Not all women will react this way. Many will admire you, be inspired by you, or want to be close to you. But when you start noticing unfounded criticism, uncomfortable looks, or comments aimed at diminishing your shine, don't take it personally. Consider it a sign that you are shining brighter than you think. Your energy, presence, and way of being can indeed make those who aren't secure in themselves feel uncomfortable. Though it isn't fair, it's also one of the clearest signs that you are very attractive, even if you haven't fully realized it yet. Sign 6 brings us to a heartwarming observation. People smile at you without knowing you. Has it ever happened that you're walking down the street, browsing at the supermarket, or riding public transportation, and suddenly someone, especially a man, gives you a smile without any apparent reason? He doesn't say anything, doesn't know you, and isn't even attempting to start a conversation. Yet he smiles at you. Sometimes shyly, almost embarrassed that you noticed. Other times confidently, as if silently saying, "Wow, what energy this woman gives off." Though it might seem insignificant, it's not. That smile reflects what you project. When a woman is truly attractive, and I'm not speaking solely about physical beauty, it radiates. It's sensed. There's something in her way of walking, looking, or simply existing that naturally draws people in. And that magnetism causes many men, without you even speaking a word, to feel the impulse to smile at you. It's a kind of silent greeting, a quiet acknowledgement of admiration. A spontaneous smile cannot be forced, it emerges involuntarily from the body, and it's a direct reaction to the energy you unconsciously emit. So the next time someone smiles at you without any apparent reason, don't dismiss it, don't ignore it, because chances are you're generating that attention without even meaning to. 7th on the list is a delicate point. Men in relationships look at you more than usual. I know this topic might make you uncomfortable, and it's not necessarily something you'll enjoy hearing, but it needs to be mentioned. When a woman is truly attractive, her energy does not go unnoticed. Occasionally, even men who are already in stable relationships struggle to avoid looking at you. I'm not saying it's right or that you provoke it, but it happens, and it happens more often than you might imagine. You're at a gathering, walking down the street, or sitting at a cafe, and suddenly you catch that lingering gaze, that look that lasts a little longer than it should, from someone who is clearly unavailable. Though they often try to hide it because they know they shouldn't be doing it, their body betrays them. Attraction isn't always controllable, especially when it's triggered by something deeper than physical beauty. Here's the important takeaway. It's not you deliberately causing those glances, it's your essence, your presence, your way of being. It doesn't mean you should feel uncomfortable or guilty. On the contrary, it's clear proof that your feminine energy is powerful, magnetic, and hard to ignore even for those who are supposed to. So the next time you notice this dynamic, remember that it's not a reflection of your intentions, but rather a testament to your undeniable allure. 8th on the list is something many women overlook. You receive a lot of attention on social media, even without showing much. This is something many men notice, but you might not fully realize it. You post a casual photo, no exaggerated poses, no revealing outfits, no attempt to seek attention, and still, the messages pour in, the likes multiply, and the reactions don't stop. Sound familiar? You ask yourself, what's so special about this photo? But here's the secret, it's not about the photo, it's about you. When a woman is truly attractive, she doesn't need to show off to make an impact. What captivates isn't just what is seen, but what is transmitted. Your authenticity, your gaze, your natural way of being, all of it generates a vibration that crosses the screen. Believe me, men sense it. Some even fear it because they don't know how to handle so much feminine energy in such a subtle form. The most interesting thing is that many of you don't even realize it. You believe you need to do more, show more, produce a more curated image, but your real power lies in your natural way of existing. It doesn't matter if you appear wearing a basic t-shirt, sans makeup, or simply sharing moments from your everyday life. That attention you receive without even trying is one of the clearest signs that you are far more attractive than you think. 9th on the list is perhaps the most misunderstood sign. Men get confused around you. Surely it has happened to you. A man treats you with a lot of attention, as if he's very interested. He seeks you out, talks to you, compliments you, and then suddenly, as if nothing happened, he disappears. He pulls away. But after a few days, he comes back as if nothing had ever occurred. Confusing, right? You ask yourself, is he playing games with me? What does he want? And here's the reality. Many times, he's not playing, he's struggling. Yes, struggling with what he feels. When a man is truly attracted to a woman, especially when he perceives her as exceptional, that attraction can overwhelm him. He may feel intimidated, unsure of what to say or how to act, so he pulls away not because he's not interested, but because he's too interested. Here's the catch. You might think he's not into you when in reality he's trying to figure out how to approach you without exposing himself too much. Some men run away because they don't feel good enough. Others come back once they gather the courage. But in either case, they're revealing the same thing. There's something about you that unsettles them. So the next time a man pulls away for no apparent reason and then comes back as if nothing happened, pay attention. It's not always emotional confusion. It's sometimes pure attraction. He simply doesn't know how to handle it. 10th on the list is arguably the most powerful sign of all. You don't realize your own power. Something happens more often than you think. The most attractive women often don't know it or don't believe it. They move through life doubting themselves, comparing themselves, questioning whether they measure up. Yet in reality, they are the ones making the difference. From a male perspective, it shows. It shows when you walk into a room without trying to draw attention, and yet you do. It shows when you speak simply, without trying to impress, and you end up impressing more than anyone else. Do you know why? Because you're not trying, you're simply being. When a woman lives in that authenticity, it carries extraordinary power. But here's the key: when you don't recognize it, that power remains half hidden. It's like having a light on but covered with a veil. When you start to recognize it, not out of arrogance, but from a calm certainty of your own worth, something shifts. Your body language, your energy, your gaze, everything aligns. And believe me, it's felt. It's felt from far away. So if any part of you still doubts the energy you radiate, remember this: your power doesn't start when someone else sees it. It starts when you accept it. 11th on the list is a poignant observation. Your absence is noticed even more than your presence. Let me explain. There are women who, when they walk into a room, immediately draw attention. But there are others, and you are probably one of them, whose absence is even more noticeable than their presence. It's as if something dims in the atmosphere once they leave. That warm energy, that natural way you have of making everything flow, it's suddenly gone, and we feel it. Maybe no one says it out loud, and maybe you don't even notice it yourself. But believe me, when a woman is truly attractive, it's not just about what she shows, it's about what she makes others feel. When that presence is no longer there, the contrast becomes obvious. Conversations change, the energy cools down, and without really knowing why, we find ourselves thinking about you. That's what makes you unforgettable. Because you don't just arrive, you remain in people's memory, in their skin, in their thoughts. Sometimes without even trying, sometimes without even knowing. So if you've ever noticed someone watching you as you leave, or if someone later messages you saying, "Hey, you left," don't ignore it. It's another way of saying, "Your presence moved me," and that can't be faked, it's something you naturally carry. Finally, 12th on the list is a subtle yet profound sign. Silence with you isn't uncomfortable, it's intense. Very few women notice this, but we men definitely experience it. When a woman is truly attractive, there's no need to fill every second with words. Her mere presence generates such powerful, enveloping energy that even silence becomes magnetic. Has it ever happened that you're with someone and suddenly there's a silence, but he doesn't fidget, doesn't get distracted, doesn't check his phone? He just stays there with you, as if he doesn't need anything else. That's no coincidence, that's pure